Okay, we're back. Hi, everybody. This is my second attempt. I streamed about half an hour ago, but there's a problem. So we're going to jump back into the game. Anyway, it's Friday. It's the 14th of March 2025. It's St. Patrick's weekend in Ireland. If you're lucky enough to be in Ireland, there's a big party there, and I hope you enjoy it. It's always a lot of fun. What else? What else? What else? It's the 14th, so tomorrow is the 15th of March. In ancient world, that was called the Ides of March. The Ides of March, which of course is when Julius Caesar infamously got you know. So I thought, here's a good word. A word of the day for everybody. Debt.
Debt.
Notice the B is silent. Debt.
Debt.
What does debt mean? Something owed, obligation, unable to pay off his debts, to pay off your debts. Owe them a debt of gratitude. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much. And maybe you commit a crime, you're a criminal, and you go to prison, and you pay your debt to society. Debt. So be careful of the B there. Now, why am I saying the Ides of March and debt? Let's have a quick look before we start, yeah? What were the Ides of March? So the 15th of March, it was when people had to settle their debts. Ah, it's gone. What happened there? Oh well, doesn't matter. Yeah, the Ides of March basically was the time that citizens in Rome had to settle up their debts. Yeah, so I borrow some money from a friend. I say, hey, I left my wallet at home again. Can you lend me? Can you lend me 20 euros? I'll pay you back tomorrow. Yeah, when I have my money, I'll pay you back. But if we completely clear the debt, you pay off a debt. So you obviously with like a larger amount, something like maybe a mortgage, you're paying money every month for a mortgage for a house, and then you and then finally you pay off the debt. All right, here we are. So this is the game, the life and suffering of Sir Brante. Sean is his name. We go through the 5 stages of life. It's kind of like a graphic novel, and well, I think the clue is in the title, The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante. Basically, we have to make decisions, yeah? And from what I've read online, I haven't played this game before, I don't know what's going to happen. From what I've read online, it's quite dark, and it's kind of crazy, yeah? The reviews are really good, it's like 90% on Steam. So, I am Little Sean Brante. Oh, that is noisy for me. A quick overview. I am the child of... Geez, I've forgotten their names, yeah? Sir Brante and Mrs. Brante, and I have a brother and a sister. The brother is Stefan, my sister's called Gloria, and we have a new baby. So let's have a look. The newborns cry. You eye the little bundle in your father's arms with curiosity. To eye something, you're looking. The little bundle, yes, it's a little baby, and you eye it with curiosity. Behind the many layers of swaddling clothes is your newborn baby brother. Mother is glowing, radiant, and smiling with joy. Stefan and Gloria are also here. Everyone is excited. A new baby. You promise yourself you're going to be the best big brother in the world. You'll never hit him. Hit him. Oh no, the two of you will play together and tease Stefan together and help Mother together and go on so many adventures together. It feels so strange to be an older brother. Just the other day, you were the youngest in the family, but everything is different now. So now he has two brothers and a sister. He has three siblings, yeah? You'll often see this word, especially in exams, if they're talking like families and things, they'll change it from like children to siblings. Your parents name your little brother Nathan, and Mother spends day and night by his side, and Nathan cries all the time, day and night. Mother barely gets any sleep. She is so worn out, she starts forgetting things. Like today, for instance. She forgot her knitting in the armchair in the sitting room. You had better bring it back to her as soon as possible. You had better do something, yeah? You had better is, I guess it's stronger than should, isn't it? It's like, I'm like, oh, my tooth hurts, yeah? You should go to the dentist, or you had better. You'd better go to the dentist, or it will get worse, yeah? You run to Mother's bedroom, you miss her smile so much. You walk in without saying hello and give her the knitting, but instead of gratitude, you get an ice-cold, exhausted stare. Nathan is also there, screaming all the time. All right, Nathan. So it's a newborn baby crying. This is my mother looking a bit sad. Go away, Sean, you're bothering me. I'm busy, you're bothering me. You're distracting me. She spits these words out through her teeth. You look at the bawling newborn. She can't even get a minute of respite. Bawling meaning crying, and she can't get a minute's rest, a moment of respite. Enough already. When are you going to stop? I just want some peace and quiet. So, how is she feeling? Tired? Exhausted? In Ireland and in England, we have that kind of much more informal word to be knackered. I was completely knackered yesterday. Yeah, I was exhausted, but quite informal. Mother leaps, she jumps across the room and starts shaking Nathan with malice, with anger in her eyes. His cries get even louder. She looks so tired from his never-ending screams. She seems to be within an inch of smashing him against the wall. Crap! Somebody has to do something. You're scared of your mother right now, but you fear for Nathan's life and much more. Okay, so we have some choices. Ooh. Alright. Call father. Ooh, perception. I was looking for perception earlier on in the previous stream. We got a lot of points for perception. We're learning quickly. We can redirect our anger to yourself, which is determination. Willpower. Snatch Nathan from mother. My willpower goes down. Nathan. The kid, I suppose. Yeah, that's the baby is grateful. Well, as grateful as a baby could be. Or I can hug my mother. Unity, relations. Perception. Redirect. Determination. Let's go for this. We could do it at determination point. We've got a lot of, well, not that many, but I think it's like 2, of perception. The newborns cry. Mother keeps shaking Nathan violently, and you cannot stay away any longer. He's no longer bawling, crying. He's shrieking. Screaming. Just leave me alone. But then out comes your voice so loud it drowns out their cries. No, it's not Nathan's fault, Mother. You're just tired. Please don't do anything to my little brother. If you have to punish somebody, punish me instead. He's too young. He won't understand. Your mother freezes and looks at you. Her eyes, two narrow slits. Okay, she's looking at me like this. Her stare is cold and full of pure wrath, anger. So pure you cannot help but recoil in fear. Are you trying to teach me how to take care of a child? Are you giving me lessons on calming a newborn baby? You're insolent, insipid, nagging know-it-all. It's time you learned your place. Uh-oh, everybody, I think she's angry. Oh, wow. She puts Nathan on the bed sheets and moves towards you. You step back, but a closed door blocks your way. She slaps you across the face. Your ears ring from the heavy blow and your cheek burns from her wrath. Okay, so to slap, to punch, let's punch someone, to slap someone. She slaps you across the face. Your ears ring, 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 ring from the heavy blow, from the heavy hit, and your cheek burns from her wrath. Your cheek is red from her anger. You wince and close your eyes, expecting a second slap, but nothing comes. Nothing but Mother's heavy breath and Nathan's shrill cries. And then there's a knock at the door and you step aside. Father walks in. He looks at you clutching a reddened cheek at the crying baby, the bawling baby. At Mother, her eyes red with rage and tears, her breath heavy and ragged. Go to your room, son. I'll join you soon. So this is Robert, or Bobby, as he's known to his friends, and he's a judge. So he's a nobleman. But it seems my mother isn't. You do as you're told. Back in your room, you press your aching cheek against the cold window, hurt and dazed by what just happened. Soon enough, Nathan stops crying. You hear Father's heavy footsteps in the hallway. He comes into your room and sits on the bed next to you. We're having a father-son conversation, everybody. Maybe it's about the birds and the bees. Son, please do not be angry with your mother. The twins. Okay, so this is set in a medieval, Middle Ages kind of fantasy world, okay? And there's different classes of people. There's the nobles, the elite, the rich, there are the priests, and then there's the common folk, the common people, basically the peasants, right? But I don't know, the religion is kind of fantasy, yeah, so not just this one, but, generally speaking, religions are fantasy, right? In this game, there's like twins, and there's a bright light or something in the middle of the town. And, the gods, these two twin gods are like aliens, basically. So don't be angry with your mother. The twins know she wishes nobody any harm. This is a difficult time for her, but we will make it through as a family. You stepped up to protect your brother. You acted like a little nobleman today. I'm proud of you. Your mother and Nathan are resting now. How bad does it hurt? You shake your head. Not bad, but your hand still aches, hurts to clutch the cheek. Your father embraces you with a sorrowful smile and gingerly pats you on the head as you press your forehead into his housecoat. Things grow calm now. The trouble has passed and you are quietly happy. And we have gone up. Well, we are still at spineless. So, your perseverance and strength of character, your ability to get your way, it affects your frame of mind and the skills you have when you grow up. So this is an important one as well. We're at spineless, meaning you have no spine, no backbone, yeah? Which means you're scared of everything, really. To be spineless, you have no determination. Nathan's birth, the year 1122. Your younger brother Nathan is born. How are you, Nathan? How's it going? Okay, we're getting older. 5. The Ant Farm. Very dramatic music. The Ant Farm. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Conditions met. Perception. Okay. That is really noisy. Okay. Your younger brother Nathan is growing. Mother spends more time with the rest of the family now. You can help her and play with your brother and take care of him when she asks. You often go to Mother's room to sit at the front of her bed after Nathan falls asleep. She reads you the sacred books and asks you about the things you learned that day. So they're catching up, I suppose you could say, you know? They're catching up. How was your day? During these moments, you see the world through her eyes as well. One day, the door of your room opens and she brings in a large box covered with a piece of cloth. It's rare for you to see her so overjoyed, so she's really happy. She sets the box on the floor and removes the cloth. The box under the cloth is made of glass and has a wooden base. Inside you see a layer of earth shaped into carefully crafted passages, and these passages are full of hard-working ants. Sean, this is my gift to you, an ant farm. It's a little world in a small box. You can watch them through the glass. Look, this is the queen ant. She is the reason all of these ants were born. Okay, is this some sort of weird birds and the bees conversation then? You sit by the box together. You hold your breath as you watch the ant colony at work. There turns out to be a method to the ants' chaotic movements. Every single one of them has a task to perform. And there you can see him looking through the window, watching the ants. Good. Some of them have larger mandibles. They are the protectors of the colony. They can draw blood from your finger. These are the army ants. Others work all around the colony, repairing the walls and clearing any debris from the passages. There are also workers who collect food you put in a special tray, leaves, bits of meat, maggots, and bring it to the rest of the colony. You take a worker ant and put it right next to the food. However, the insect has no interest in it. It starts circling around the tray aimlessly. Mother takes the stray ant and puts it back where it belongs. Okay, so I see what they're doing here. Because in the game, it seems to be a very rigid structure. You know, you're either a noble or a priest or a common person, and you all have your jobs. You all have your roles in society, yeah? Okay, so they're kind of teaching him that idea through ants. Why did you do that, my son? The ants cannot do what they weren't born to do. Here we go. Each of them was born for their own job, yeah? Predestined. Bit of predestination on a Friday night, everybody. You shake your head slowly. If only the ants could do whatever you wanted them to. This is your gift now, so they belong to you. You shake your head slowly. If only the ants could do whatever you wanted them to do. Right. If I could be the ant master. Or maybe his mother's presence is the reason they won't obey me. The ants have been talking to me but I'm sworn to secrecy. Okay, we can do two things here. We can keep playing with Mama, which was willpower, relations, or I can play by myself, which is an epiphany, unity, and perception. Ooh, I think epiphany is good and perception is good. I'm going to be the weird, nerdy, geeky kid you ask your mother to leave you alone. Right, I'm going to be a nerd, everybody. Surprised as everybody else, yeah? You move away from mother and pull the glass box towards yourself. She looks at you in surprise. But she gave it to you. It will be easy to learn about the ants on your own. Mother sighs and stands back up. Alright, so she wasn't expecting that. Very well, I understand, says Lydia. You want to find your own answers. You've grown up so quickly, my son. The door creaks quietly as it closes, and you are left to your own devices. Alright, if you're left to your own devices, you're left to your own entertaining yourself. You spend a long time watching the ants at work, and then you decide to go outside and find them some bugs, some insects to feed on. Once your haul is in a tray, you know which bugs they drag away and which they leave untouched. Alright, he's learning lessons here. Unity down one, disagreements. Day after day you keep the tray full of food, provide the insects with plenty of water, and remove dead ants from the farm. Your tiny subjects still refuse to change their peculiar ways. They won't do what I want, everyone. It's just as Mother said, the ant farm is exactly like the world we live in. The ants will never know that you are there. Like a god. Perception. Alright, so I'm learning stuff. An epiphany. An event has happened. Perception's gone up to 4. Play with ants. You experience an insight when your mother tells you about the ways of the world and lots of its inhabitants. Ooh! You wake up to Father's touch on your shoulder. He's finally back home after a long trip. Sean, today is your special day, the day when you begin your studies. Now, teachers will be coming to our home to teach you, and you must do everything they say. Be diligent in your studies, and you will grow closer to the nobleman's lot. So, because his father is a nobleman and his mother is a commoner, then our hero, the protagonist, is a commoner, but maybe he can get promoted up to the higher ranks of society, right? So what does he have to do? He has to study, he has to be diligent, and that will help him. And since you must remember this day, a present is in order. Lydia, get our little schoolboy dressed. I'm taking him to the market district. All right. Stefan wants to come with you too, but father shushes him sternly. This is your day. Your elder brother is hurt to hear this, but stays quiet. An open carriage, so it's a horse and carriage, no cyberpunk or steampunk like our last game, which was 80 days. An open carriage takes the two of you through the dusty, noisy city streets. A pleasant wind tussling in my hair. Your city is called Anizut. That you already know. It's one of the largest cities in the entire empire. There's a big shadow on the street. It comes from the white foliage of an enormous tree that spreads its branches all above the city. Right, there's a religious tree. Holy tree. Daddy says, "My son, did you know that the silver tree grew from the blood of our God's own disciples? It has been growing here for hundreds of years, right in our city. It cannot be damaged or burned. Not even the clergy, the priests, know why." The carriage comes to a halt by a small shop next to a city square. You run there and freeze by the stalls and excitement. The shop is packed with dolls and figurines and toys, and you've never seen so many at once before. It's a toy shop, everybody. "Have you chosen your present yet?" Father asks. You have. You want the Holy Order set, which includes several figurines of the Empire's greatest warriors of all time. You rattle off, you say everything you know about the Holy Order. They were the ones who aided the Emperor's own forces in seizing the province of Magra and storming our city. That's how we joined the Empire. Father nods in approval. I know. Right, so he wants some toys. He wants some, like, action men, soldiers. Very well, war isn't your lot for now, but maybe these toy soldiers will teach you to think like a general. We'll lead them into battle and study military strategy. Go ahead, take your present. Having said this, Father turns away to examine the books. You run to the box of toy soldiers, delirious with excitement. But there's a fancy-dressed boy in your way. He's about to take your warriors for himself. He elbows you aside and reaches for the box. Anger overcomes you and you push him from behind. Your opponent falls to the floor. Okay, so here you can see somebody on the floor here. So there's some rich kid trying to take my soldiers. Oh dear. The rich boy screams so loudly everybody in the shop hears it. "He hit me! He hit me!" A tall tower of a man looms over you. This is the boy's father. But then you feel your own father's hands on your shoulders. Hang on. Hey, what am I doing? Okay. What happened? You press against father, your mind more ease now. He will protect you. Yes, you shoved, you pushed the boy to the floor in front of everyone, but he tried to take your present for himself. Father turns you around to face him when he hears these words. "Is this true, Sean? Did you strike the son of a nobleman?" Now, I can deny it. That gives me 10 willpower. I can tell him the truth, which gives me determination. And I can just, like, admit it, and my willpower goes down. Robert, my dad, is grateful. And I get a kind of 1 point for my dad. I'm going to go for this one because I get determination, yeah? 1 point. It isn't fair to blame you without letting you speak too. You didn't want to shove that stupid boy. He was the one who shoved you first. It isn't fair to blame you without letting you speak too. You didn't want to shove the boy, but he pushed me first. But the angry nobleman, the boy's father, will not let you finish. Nobody cares a whit, nobody cares for your so-called truth, little lowborn. The law is the law, and your punishment is due. Your father nods in agreement to these words, no matter how sad they make him. So I need to get punished for pushing the noble kid. They lead you and the nobleman's son out of the shop. You are told to bow to him and show humility. A bad feeling sends a shiver down your spine. Wow, so there's a big kind of class thing going on here, isn't there, between the nobles and the common people, so you're not allowed to touch them, I suppose. With a satisfied grin, a satisfied smile, on his face. The boy swings his arm and slaps you on the cheek. He strikes you again and again. So, I'm getting beaten up. I'm getting beaten up by the other kid. Enough. He got what he deserved. We're leaving. Get out of our way. Your head is swimming from the heavy blows. You return to your senses. You return to your senses back in your bed, with servants treating your face. Father stays by your side all day. All right, I'm in his good books anyway. Yeah, he was a bit kind of cold, I think, at the beginning. The morning after you find a little box on your bed with the tin soldiers of the holy orders inside. You paid dearly for your stubbornness. All right, I've got an extra determination point though, and Dad seems to be happy. Yeah. "11:24 summer, the family dinner. Today Father ordered the dinner table to be brought out into the yard. For the first time, the garden, right? For the first time in months, he's home, outside of the confines of his always locked study. He spent the entire day playing with Nathan and you, discussing various matters with Stefan, who's now an adolescent, and walking in the garden. And now at dinner under the open sky. Your entire family gathers together, with Father at the head of the table, smiling. He asks each of you about your studies. Nathan climbs up on his knee onto his lap and recites a counting rhyme in a funny sing-song voice. Stefan mentions that his fencing teacher, fencing is like swords, yeah, fencing, like the Olympic sport fencing. So he has a fencing teacher praised his accomplishments. He rises from the table together with the father to show his skill in a practice duel. A duel is a fight, a challenge, you know? If someone is disrespectful, you challenge them to a duel at dawn in the park, and you kind of fight it out. But seemingly, it was actually really strange. I don't know when dueling was made illegal. Shall we have a quick look? Hang on. Let's go here. Let me go here. Let's just say London, okay? When were duels banned in England? I would say, I have no idea, I would say 1775. Alright, duels were technically always illegal in England, but the practice persisted for centuries due to social norms and lax enforcement. The decline of dueling in England is tied more to changing public opinion. The final recorded duel was in England was two French political refugees in 1852. The last fatal duel between Englishmen occurred in 1845, so much later than I thought. But I was listening to something recently, or I was reading something actually, and in fact, with duels, you kind of you might hurt the person, but you didn't kill them. It's actually really quite unusual for people to get killed in a duel. We think about it, don't we? We see it in a movie or read it in a book. It's like, pew, when you shoot the person and they're dead. But actually, that's not true, seemingly. What's the spot in my hand? Okay, where were we? We're back to the duel. So he's learning to fence. He's learning to use swords. He rises from the table together with Father to show his skill in a practice duel, practice fight. Next comes Gloria's turn. She stands on her chair and recites a lengthy prayer by heart. Mother showers your sister with praise. Father chuckles quietly, hiding a smile in his mustache. When your turn comes, you recite all the ranks in the Legion, from common soldier to high commander. Stefan listens to you with a skeptical look on his face. Night slowly falls, but the servants ensure that the garden, is well illuminated. You don't feel cold in the dusk tonight. It feels good, yet so important. All of you are finally together, sitting at the same table, not fighting, just smiles, no arguing, just pleasant small talk. Then a servant approaches father with a letter in his hand. He reads it in the dim, kind of darkish light. And imagine the sun has gone down, it's evening time, maybe it's twilight, and the light is a bit dim. He reads it in the dim light, and each line gradually washes the smile off his face until only a stone-cold mask remains. Mother looks at father with an unspoken question in her eyes. Gregor Brante is coming back to Annislut. He is the head of our family, my father. Oh, wow. Grandfather's return, 1124. Your grandfather, Gregor Brante, returned to the family home from the capital. My granddad's back. Alright, the intrusion. What time, where are we at? Ever since the news of grandfather's impeding arrival, actually, you know what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to leave it there, yeah? We'll meet the grandfather tomorrow. Alright, so what's this then? What's an epiphany? The ants. We're still on chapter 1. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there. And we'll continue. We'll continue on probably tomorrow, to be honest with you. The way the weather is, like, it's really, really bad. It's just raining and stuff like that, and thunder and lightning and cats and dogs. It's raining cats and dogs. So what I'll do there is I'll leave you there, and if I don't, what day is today? Friday, right? If I don't do it on Saturday, I'm definitely playing a game on Sunday morning around 11 o'clock. Okay, so I hope you're well, and I hope you enjoyed that. It's quite short, but I think I'm a bit tired, so I will leave it there, and I'll see you soon. Let me get this going. Take care, and good night.